can make an item. So Irilis, our little champion over there, has been doing so well, we've decided we want to give him a sword. Oh, what kind of sword? Well, any kind of sword, really. Swords can carry any of the offensive enchantments, so we can give him extra damage on a different damage channel. We can make him better at slaying animals, draconians, orcs, anything we like, really. Better at fighting against evil, better at fighting against good, better at, well, yeah, better at fighting in general. That's what we want. We can even give him the ability to knock down walls. So he's a bit of a theocrat, he's a holy champion, so what should we give him? I know. Oglandi will give him a holy club. Big, stompy holy club to help him on his way. Because he's theocrat into spirit damage, so give him a nice bit of spirit damage there. And the ability to strike down dwarves. Hates dwarves. And we'll call the weapon Dwarf Smasher. Lovely. Now, it's going to cost a bit of money, it's going to take a while to melt, so we'll just forge that. But in the best traditions of television, I can show you some stuff I've already made over on Urchlandi over here. She's got Dab Urna, a big flaming axe, gives her +4 fire damage whenever she strikes, and hot stuff, a fire aura shield. So anytime anyone tries to hit her, there's a chance that the person hitting her will catch fire. She's also got some stuff that we found from other treasure sites, riding a unicorn, popular in fashion this summer. Now, where are we? Up here in the frozen north, where Urchlandi's exploring, we've come across a dwarven stronghold here. They're grey independents. Now, normally we could negotiate with these people, we could pay them to open their borders, we could bribe them, maybe even they would join our empire for just money, or they could give us a quest. But we're a warlord, we're about war and battle, so prepare to be destroyed, little dwarves. We're coming to get ya. We've got a very powerful army with Urchlandi. We have Orc Manticore Riders. They're the tier 4 Warlord unit. Big, scary, huge amounts of damage, high defense, lots of hit points. Definitely something you want to have on your side. Also got Orc Shock Trooper. Now this isn't actually a Warlord unit. This is an Orc unit, so any Orc can build these. Once again, very strong, inflicts bleeding wounds. It has Tireless, so that means it doesn't spend action points when it retaliates. Its only weakness is its low resistance, so it's very vulnerable to attacks which don't hit it on the physical channel. We've also, for whatever reason, got a Dwarf Prospector. I think I won him as a prize from doing some kind of mission or something. Yeah, whatever. Time for you to kill your kinsman. No real reason to do manual combat here. None of these dwarves are particularly powerful, so we'll just auto-combat it. Splat. We win! If we really wanted to, we could click this button and we could watch a replay and see what the AI did for us here. But this is now our city. Edo Ambag. Now, we could absorb it if we wanted, keep it as a dwarf city, and then later on we could make dwarf units. Strategically, that might be a good idea. Dwarves are more expensive than units of other races, but they have +1 resistance and +1 defense, making them generally the best troops in the game, on statistical average. But, you know, we're here, we don't want any stinking little dwarves messing up our summer holiday, so migrate to orcs. Yep. Now, because of our spell, Tropical Empire, from next turn onwards, very slowly, summer loving is going to start spreading out from this city. And that's enough for now, because we've got no casting points, and it'd be nice to be able to use some magic in battle. So, okay, new turn. That was quick. That was extremely quick. Wow. Okay, well, as you can see, it's now very sunny over here. I believe that because I've been running the spell for such a long time that most of my cities are full of tropical, so all of the tropical generating output from all of my cities has been dumped into this place at once and brought instant desertification. So look, we're bringing the sunshine at high speed. Sorry, that was actually completely unexpected. I'd forgotten that the spell worked like that. Now, over up here in the northeast, we have another of our little exploratory missions. This is Imena the Night Owl. She's an arch-druid hero. She's got a very powerful army, a couple of Manticore Riders, an Orc Shock Trooper, and an Orc Black Knight, normal orky cavalry. And this guy, the last of the Warlord units we haven't seen anymore, a phalanx with a big spiky Mohican helmet. Now, phalanx is a type of pikeman, which means they do extra damage against horsemen and flying units. They are basically designed for killing heroes and flying tier 4s. And we are going to capture this thing over here. They're scared. No mercy. We are engaging the independent forces in this, the heart of the tropics. The heart of the tropics is a special structure. Once it's in our domain, nobody in our empire will suffer morale penalties for being in tropical terrain. Not that we suffer that anyway, but we don't want this to fall into the hands of the enemy. So it's defended by some spiders. And this guy, I think that's a fell horse, and a fire elemental, which I believe if we wished we could research, and we could have one of those as well. Now, let's start off, see if we can do some magic. Lots of effective spells here. Imena, being an arch-druid, for example, could cast Hornet Swarm. It's a sort of version of Chain Lightning, which uses blight damage instead of lightning damage. However, as you can see, not really very effective against these guys. Most of these creatures have some kind of blight protection. So, not going to use that. So, going to cast a spell from outside. Fireball is always fun, but we want more of a Warlord spell. So let's try Berserk. What Berserk will do is make the enemy unit melee attack the closest unit to it, regardless of what it will be. So let's try it on this horsey. 40% chance of success. Is it going to work? No. Oh well. We were never about magic anyway. Might have been usually that spell is more effective against creatures who aren't guarding, so he's a bit more well defended against that. Now, the Manticore Riders can move the fastest, so we're going to send this guy all the way over to the back here to tie up this Fire Elemental. The Fire Elemental is probably the biggest threat. Flying in there, bash at him. Fire Elemental is tier 3, so even with our martial arts to protect us against the physical hit, we still took a fair amount of damage. We've also been affected by Immolated. Immolated means that we suffer 3 damage every turn, our physical strength has been reduced, as well as our defense and our resistance, so bad news there. But it's a tier 4 Manticore Rider, so probably doesn't really need to worry. What else have we got? The Phalanx can move in against these Hunter Spiders. They have the ability to cripple people on strike, although that guy resisted it. Crippled units can't move as far each turn. Manticore Riders fly in to finish them off. Oh, coming in. Donk. Bye-bye. And the Shock Troopers can come in and hit these spiders. Donk. Oh, they didn't last very long either. And the Black Knights can charge. Oh, can't charge anyway because they're out of move range. And, oh, as I mentioned earlier, we can teleport because we're riding a unicorn. However, since we're an arch-druid, we also have the Befriend Animal ability, which I've taught her. Is this going to work on this fell horse? Do we have a new horsey friend? We have a new horsey friend! Hello! Fantastic. Okay, end turn. See what they're going to try and do. Not much. Been a bit of a blitzkrieg for them, so... Oh! They're hitting my horse! Leave my horse alone. Okay, you'll pay for that. No one touches My Little Pony and lives. So, where do we go from here? Well, we have many tools to help us. We have battlefield spells, such as Bloodbath, which grants +5 damage to every unit on the field. Relentless Army, which gives all of our units tireless, allowing them to retaliate and do opportunity attacks for free. On the world map, we have spells like Death March, which doubles an army's move points whilst removing their health. We have Conqueror's Feast, which makes the morale effects of invasions more pronounced. All leading up to the ultimate spell, Global Assault, which grants every single one of our units charge, first strike, and promotes them to elite rank.